Yeah, there is a lot going on, and it feels like it's been going on for a little while, but exciting times for Everton fans with the takeover?
Yeah, absolutely. Stability, I think, is the most important phrase to come out of this whole situation. There's a new stadium, which is going to be absolutely... I've been past it.
Yeah, same.
It's amazing.
It's incredible.
I've had a look inside it on Instagram and all these sort of things, and it looks fantastic, phenomenal. So to have the new manager, the new ownership model, the team defensively, very good, you know, with exception to the last game. They've kept 6 clean sheets in the last 11 games.
Yeah.
So when I say defensively, they've been very good. Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
The problem Everton have on the pitch is scoring goals. It's a major issue. And, you know, you've got players like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, whose situation is not that dissimilar to Marcus Rashford, to be honest, where he's been at the club for a long, long time. He's very comfortable. He's saying he's given 100%. And in his mind, at this current moment in time, he believes that. But when you're watching it, and I know he's had injury problems in the past as well, he's overcoming those. But when you're watching him, you can see he's holding something back. Now, whether that's because he's afraid of getting injured again, or he doesn't quite trust his body, or there's just maybe a fire that's gone out ever so slightly, I don't know. I do think that he needs a fresh challenge. He's got Beto at the club pushing him. He's got Armando Broja at the club pushing him, who I actually think... I actually prefer to see Broja playing, because he's had a torrid time with injuries over his time during Chelsea and his other loan spell. I can't remember who it was at currently, but he's a great player. He's got energy. He's physical. He's dominant in the air. When he's fully fit and flying, he's great. So having a player like that pushing Dominic would be nothing but positive for the team. But they need to buck their ideas up really, really quickly and get goals. They need goals.
Yeah, obviously he won't be involved this weekend because he's playing against his parent club.
Yeah, of course.
Why did you say the new manager? What slip was that?
I don't know. So, do you know,
It's okay, you don't have to answer it. I'll just put you on the spot there.
My outlook on it, right, is the new ownership model. If we're basing it on what we've seen at Roma, who obviously the owners own Roma, they are not shy in changing their managers out when things aren't necessarily going well. Roma have changed their manager a couple of times this season already, a few times already this season. So they're constantly chasing and searching for perfection. They want winners in there, and they're going to want winners at this humongous football club. I like Sean Dyche. I think he's a fantastic manager. I think he's a great guy as well. I'm not certain if it's going to be him that sees out the end of the season. I hope it is. I hope he gets a chance with the new owners, with some real money behind them and a lovely new stadium. But it's to be seen. Okay,
yeah, all right. Well, Mayo, let's talk about Chelsea, because obviously we mentioned briefly that they could go top of the table. They really were the big winners last week, weren't they? And they feel like they are just picking up steam. They are just starting.
It's really funny because everyone in that change room and the manager is dismissing any talk of a title, which is probably the best thing to do publicly.
Yeah.
Which is probably the best thing to do with the youngest squad in the Premier League and one of the youngest squads in Europe. But you can see there's a confidence. There's a quiet confidence in the way they play. There's a quiet confidence in the manager that he's probably disproving people that thought he would not be able to do it, especially having won with Leicester in the Championship. And in the Premier League, a lot of it's about momentum. Winning that many games in a row now, it's a momentum that Chelsea have not had for a long time. It's always been stop, start, stop, start.
Yeah.
Now Chelsea, we spoke about Fairfax earlier, Chelsea as one of the informed teams in the league can go to teams and think like, that team's scared of us. They don't want to play us. We can score a few goals. And it's about everyone coming to the party at the right time. Sancho's been really, really good.
Yes.
Cole Palmer's doing what Cole Palmer does. Nico Jackson looks a completely different player than he did last season.
Yeah.
And if people can continue to build on their levels, your Enzo Fernandez's, your Moises Caicedo's, the sky's essentially the limit for that team. So it's a really good moment, and Everton is no easy task. It's going to be a low block. It's going to be a Sean Dyche masterclass, but can you find pockets to exploit? Because as you mentioned, this is a team that keeps clean sheets. So can you exploit those gaps and potentially come away with a win and, you know, put pressure on Liverpool being top of the table? So it's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah, it definitely will be. The scary thing about Chelsea is that the goals, as you mentioned, are coming from all over. You picked up Nicholas Jackson as well. Difficult, obviously, first season, but very different now.
Yeah, very different now. He's got the trust of the manager. He's got the trust of his teammates as well. And do you know what looks like it's different is he looks like he's not afraid to miss this season, whereas last season there was a lot of expectation on him. Like some people compared him to Drogba, and he's no Drogba by any stretch. However, what he is giving Chelsea is the fear factor in front of goal. Look, the goals are not only going to come from Cole Palmer or Madueke or Sancho or whoever else it is on the pitch. Nico completes such a lethal forward line for Chelsea. You don't know where the goals are going to come from. That's why they've managed to score so many goals, because all 5, 6, 7 of their attacking players are in the goals.
You make such a good point as a striker yourself. Having that confidence as a manager must mean so much. And Nkunku's at the club. It's not that the club doesn't lack forwards, but for Enzo Fernandez to come in and say Nico Jackson's my striker,
my number one,
probably done him the world of good. He's taken shots I would have never seen him take last season. There's an air of confidence and arrogance in the way he's playing, and a lot of the work he does is actually off the ball. It frees up your Cole Palmers and everyone else, but the fact he's scoring now makes such a difference to that team.
That's what my teammate said about me.
That's my guy. That's
The way he operated in the half spaces is so good for me.
Hey, if anyone needs any proof, just go back and watch the start of the show, man. Come on. And 3 points and whatever. I just want prediction time. So that's what we are going to do now. Mayowa, you know how it works.
I never get these wrong. I love it. I can't wait.
And you never get these wrong.
I always get them wrong. I don't think I've got one right yet, have I?
I think 2
Okay.
in the last 3
I'll take
seasons.
that.
Yeah, today, I believe in you. It's Christmas miracle, I believe in you. We're going to start with Mayowa, though, because he's new.
Of course.
And so we'll start with Aston Villa versus City.
I think City win 2-1.
See, I'm going to continue piling the misery on Manchester City and Pep, and I'm going to say the same scoreline, but 2-1 to Villa.
Oh, right. Brentford Forest.
I think Forest will have too much. So I'm going to say 3-1.
Brentford at home, aren't they?
Yeah.
Their home
Great
form
home
is
form.
special. I think they win 2-1.
Ipswich Newcastle.
Now, I think Newcastle will probably win here. I'm going 2-0 Newcastle.
2-0 Newcastle as well. Sorry, everybody behind the scenes. I'm getting it in my ear as well. I'm sorry.
West Ham Brighton.
West Ham Brighton. I actually think this is the one that Brighton are going to bounce back from. I do like what's going on at West Ham. Well, the potential that West Ham have with the players they've got. I'm going to say 2-1 to Brighton.
I'm going to go for a draw, 1-1.
Palace Arsenal.
Palace Arsenal is interesting. I mean, Jesus scoring form. They just beat them in the middle of the week. Hopefully Arsenal can flick on their Premier League form from that one. I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal.
See, I fancy Arsenal as well, but I think they'll run out very comfortable. I'm going to say 3-1.
Everton Chelsea.
Chelsea are just far too good at the moment. I would like to say Everton will keep Chelsea out the same way they did Arsenal the last game, but I just can't see it. So I'm going to say Chelsea 2-0.
I think that Chelsea have a mistake in them. So I do see Everton getting a goal, but I think 3-1 Chelsea.
Fulham Southampton.
Fulham are a good side. I don't know what to expect from Southampton. If they're going to do something different, I would say Fulham 2-0.
Oh, I was going to say Fulham 2-0. Yeah.
Great minds.
Okay, well then you can lead the way with Leicester Wolves.
Big game.
It's a massive game.
Yeah.
Leicester City at home, I think 1-0. They're just going to frustrate Wolves.
Midlands derby, I think 1-1. 1-1. I think Wolves might be able to spur something out, togetherness, and get the draw.
The new manager bounce.
Yeah, new manager bounce.
Yeah, new manager bounce. Manchester United versus Bournemouth.
Oh, wow.
I said shootout, didn't I?
Yep, you did.
I do see goals in this. I see like a 2-2, you know.
I quite like the idea of a 2-2 as well.
What about Spurs Liverpool? What are we going to see?
7-6.
This is what you said shootout for, yeah.
I'm going to say 3-2 again.
To
Yes. To Liverpool.
Okay.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to go 4-3 Liverpool.
Ooh. I like it. You're giving us big goals this weekend, the last round before Christmas. Looking forward to it. Great to be in the company of Mayowa tonight and Jermaine as well. Great.
All right, the Premier League is back, and Chelsea will be playing Everton at Goodison Park on Sunday. Well, the Blues will be hoping to make it 6 wins out of 6 in the Premier League, and then 9 out of 9 in all competitions. I mean, wins in a row, not just unbeaten record, but wins in a row. Wow, the Blues are flying high at the moment. But what's going to happen? I mean, Everton, they're one of the toughest teams to beat in the Premier League at the moment. Very, very tough. I think only Liverpool have more clean sheets than them. So they are defensively very, very solid at the moment. Chelsea, we have to do a lot to break them down. I mean, Arsenal suffered so much in their hands last weekend and then couldn't score. It ended goalless. So that's the mountain of job waiting for Chelsea at Goodison Park, where they have one of the worst records away from home. Well, I mean, if you look at the records, I think Chelsea have won just about 5 of their last 6 games. I mean, won just once in their last 6 visits to Goodison Park. I think they have won 2 out of last 8 or something like that, you know, or 2 out of last 7. So it's crazy place for Chelsea to go. In fact, they have scored only 1 goal out of their last 5 or 6 visits, and that goal came from a penalty. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And Everton at the moment are hitting form, but Chelsea will be trusting themselves because if you look at them, if don't judge them by how Arsenal performed against Everton last weekend, because Chelsea create tons of chances. They have a lot of creative players left and right. Jadon Sancho on the left, Neto will be on the right, Kopama will be in the middle, Enzo Fernandez will be in the middle, and Enzo is also scoring goals now, creating a lot of goals. And then Jackson also is a very creative striker. So this front 5 will definitely cause Everton a lot of problems. So they will do a lot of work stopping this 5 from scoring goal. And Chelsea, I think they have scored in last 16 league games, if I'm not wrong. They have scored a lot of goals, and they are leading goal scorers in the Premier League. So something has to give in the Premier League in this particular match. Chelsea, the league's best scorers, gonna score. Everton, the league's second best clean sheet team, gonna keep a clean sheet again. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but definitely Chelsea will have a lot of work to do to break Everton down, and Everton will have a lot of work to do to stop Chelsea. Nobody knows what's gonna happen, but for Chelsea, they need to win, and if they win, they will be top of the table, because Liverpool will play later on Sunday. So if Chelsea win, it will be the first time they are leading the table in the Premier League in the past 3 or 4 years, something like that. Forgive me because I didn't write these things down. So it's crazy, man, but they are very, very good at the moment, and they are still climbing, and it's possible that by the turn of the year they will be 1 or 2 points behind Liverpool, and even possible overtake them somewhere along the line. So there is still a lot of football to be played.